Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. So be comfortable yourself and relax your body. So once we get connect with our other students, we're ready to start the session for today. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you focus into the sound mentally, relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the blessed one, the exalted one, the fully enlightened one. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, so in this ongoing meditation sessions, we mainly try to share some basic information with you to develop a very clear spiritual foundation, especially with practicing meditation. But always you have to remember, when it comes to our understanding, it is just not only depend on meditation. So meditation is one part of the practice. There are many other ways and there are many other things that you can practice. So you should not attach only to meditation and you should not try only meditation. So when it comes to that, the very important thing You have to remember. So this journey we go towards the freedom or the liberation or the nibbana or the enlightenment. And most of us think about it and we want to gain it. So as you know, liberation means, the freedom means, and the enlightenment means, nibbana means get out of this self-centered mind. But sometimes, listen this very carefully and try to understand it. Sometimes when we think about the freedom, the nibbana, liberation, enlightenment, it's a kind of like a very byproduct of your self-centered mind, and it try to kind of like hold it to the self, or sometimes your idea about the freedom, liberation, nibbana, transformation, enlightenment is the itself, the soiled to grow your own egocentric mind. That's why you have to be very careful. I want to liberate. So it's kind of course, you have to have the intention, that you have to have the intention and you have to set up your mind. You have to have this unwavering mind go towards this practice. And so when it comes to that, you have to be very careful, the very purpose. Just imagine that, of course, that we share things with others, especially food. With the generous heart, sometimes we share it with others. But most of time, when we do the farming, when we put the seed, we don't have a generous heart. We keep growing our food to maintain ourselves. So, like that, sometimes you can keep seeding, you can keep growing, you can keep farming dharma, nibbana, enlightenment, freedom, liberation. So whatever you need to maintain yourself. So for that, the very first thing, when it comes to this practice, you should know, even in the very conventional level, you should have very clear understanding about the very purpose of the dharma. And when it comes to that, impermanence, unsatisfactory nature, selflessness, and the karma. So those things you should know for certain level, even as a knowledge, before you transform it to wisdom. So that's why by listening is very necessary. But before that all, you have to remember that one of the things that you have to do, this having the very first principle that you have to develop, adapt to situations, willing to accept the truth. You can apply this to anything, even when it comes to our conventional life. If you have no ability to adapt to the environment or to the situation, so how it going to happen? Then itself the very situation going to give you a hard time, because there is a resistance happen. There is always struggle. So then within yourself, the very first thing you should know, you should know the impermanence, unsatisfactory nature, and selflessness, and then you have to adapt to that. Learn to accept to it. Learn to open to it, rather than rejecting, because we see in the Western world, the most of time now they are trying to challenge for the nature, and they are trying to build up many methods to expand this human life, and they believing one day they can achieve to this immortal human being. What does that mean? Because from where they come it? Just imagine you want to be immortal. What the very purpose of it? What you want to do out of it? Do you think that whatever the happiness that you go through in the moment, it's going to become forever? And so whatever the satisfaction you gain, you think that you can hold it to forever? Even sometimes people try to build up this certain kind of microchips and put it to the brain and try to maintain the life in very different ways. But then it's not going to become very natural way of understanding. That you can't count as the life. Because when it comes to this present moment, the very meaning, one of the meaning of this present moment, you are, because it is not a kind of like a place that you can settle down. There is no place like that, because this everything moving, changing like a river. So then there is no kind of like a present moment that you can hold. So one way to understand what is the present moment, you are available to experience the very nature around you. So when you have that mind, rather than detached from the very moment of environment, if you are capable to be with the environment in the moment, whatever available, that also named as the present moment. So that kind of understanding or the experience you can't get out of this machines and technology. So nothing wrong that things, but we have to understand. So because sometimes some people don't want to accept this impermanence, and they are trying to build up something. And some people don't want to accept this unsatisfactory nature. They always believe there is something that we can gain to be completely happy. So you don't need to just believe this. But the thing is, that's why you have to look into it. Because if you are capable to look, you will see. Because the truth, there is nothing to believe in truth. It's just it's matter of understanding. The fire, it's always have the heat. It doesn't matter you believe or not. But if you believe about that it's not going to change its behavior. But if you are capable to understand it, you are capable to maintain it. So water, it's get wet. And if you touch it, it get wet. It doesn't matter you believe it or not. It's a fundamental truth. But if you understand it, that understanding will help you to maintain it. So like that, when it comes to the truth, impermanence, unsatisfactory nature, and selflessness, and the nature of the karma, cause and effect, cause and conditions. So those are, it's a part of understanding. It is not about believing. So then how you have to look into yourself and see how much you understand about it. Because we conventionally, we understand a lot of things in day-to-day life regarding this outside world. And we most of time look into other things and we never go into this introspection and see this, how this experiencer, how this subject point of view work. We always try to see from here to there, here to there. And we always think that I am the one who experienced this. I am the one who think. Because of that, according to my thinking, it should happen. So that's how most of time we govern, we live in the world. Even about the freedom, even about the liberation, even about the happiness, even about the success, even about the enlightenment. That's how people believe. People think, I think like this. This is how I think. Because of that, it should happen this way. So that's a very, very misunderstanding about it. So adaptivity make you more flexible inside with this understanding. That doesn't mean you're going to be there. It's kind of like a playing with children with the sand castle. You have to do sometimes as parents. If you go to the beach, maybe with your children, you have to play. But while you are playing, you have to act like it's kind of like a real castle. But that doesn't mean you hold it to it. So like that in the world, adaptivity in this give you this ability. You go into impermanence, unsatisfactory nature, and selflessness, and you know this. But that doesn't mean you hold it to that this conventional level of world, or you're not going to resist that things. So it is very necessary for you to develop this practice little by little yourself. Because once you have that clear understanding, and the next thing is, there are certain things that with the effort you have to delete from your mind. There are a lot of unnecessary informations we carry with us. There are a lot of unnecessary habits or the things we have around us. So by the time slowly you have to delete it. Of course, if there is something necessary, nothing wrong that you keep it. But at the same time, just imagine when it comes to your cell phone. So nowadays, most of time you say, the memory is important thing. And sometimes you take pictures, selfies, and video. And by the time when the memory becomes full, you have to delete certain things. And then you go back and then you start to look there you will find a lot of unnecessary things, and you recognize, oh, I don't need this, I don't need this, I don't need. So you can do that. And when it comes to emails, sometimes that all your memory full, and you go to your emails and you start to recognize there are a lot of unnecessary things, but it is under your name, under your account. It's there. So like that, when it comes to us, there are a lot of unnecessary memories that we keep carrying, and it sucks your whole energy. It sucks your time. It reduces the power of your clarity. So then it's unnecessary. Delete it. So that is very, it is, you have to be hard on you sometimes like that. So once you have that ability, you will recognize there are a lot of space you can gain inside your own mind. And once you have that, that is where you can bring the new knowledge, listening to Dharma, reading books, studying yourself. And today we have many methods to study and gain the knowledge. But without deleting unnecessary memories, don't try to always keep collecting or bringing new informations to you. Sometimes it's not going to absorb to you. You may hearing something, but it's not going to resonate with you. It's not going to stay with you. So that's why first create some empty space and then bring new wisdom, new knowledge, listening to Dharma. And the next step that you have to do as a part of this practice, with your bodily, verbally, mentally actions, somehow you have to spend your time, life, to be beneficial to others also. Not only one person, not only two people, or kind of like that. Understand the value of this humanity. And you have to do some kind of profitable actions to the humanity. Not just one person or two person or not the people you know. Recognize the idea of humanity, the value of the humanity, because sometimes we so stuck with the identity or the name and the form or the connection that we have and relationship we have. Because of that relationship, we are ready to destroy all other people. Maybe you love one person and then you kill all other people. Maybe you love your family, because of that you love your family, you can kill most of other people. You can love your village, your school, your country, and because of that you can kill whole country, whole world, another world. So that is not a way to practice. But that is what we see today. You have to be beneficial to humanity. You have to love not for the person. Of course, in the conventional level, we have that relationship, but deeply you have to understand. You have to know the value of the humanity. You have to appreciate the humanity. Even when it comes to the self-appreciation. Remember why you have to appreciate you. Not because of your old egocentric, self-centered, your personal ideas. First thing, you have to appreciate you as because you are a human. And then maybe on our day-to-day life, we can love, we can appreciate, we can take care of our husband, wife, children, friends, and family members. brothers, sisters, and we can take care our partners, we can take care our friends, we can do things for them. But always you have to remember, beyond that connection, you should know there is a human being inside that body. If you can't see that, if you see only the connection that you see through you as a husband, wife, children, friends, and family, they are in danger, and also you are also in danger. So that's why when it comes to Dharma, when it comes to the love and compassion, when it comes to empathetic joy, it's about the deeply you recognize this human connection. Because today, most of time what we see, we are slowly separating, disconnecting the foundation of this human connection. Of course, we can build up many connections. And look now, that when it comes to this, the creating these images, this artificial intelligence, now creating videos, and you can't recognize even it is real or not. And they build up certain machines, they can respond like humans. And you don't know it is a human or not when from the other side when they answer the phone. And sometimes when it go to Facebook or the Instagram or the TikTok, sometimes you may see videos. It is not the real human. It is created by this artificial intelligence. And maybe from the surface level, you can build up a friendship. But it never going to understand this connection of the human being. So you can mesmerize if you just caught up on this outside layer, believing there is somebody there like that. But always you have to remember, when it comes to this human connection, beyond that your other details, if you are capable to understand, end of the day, we all are humans. That understanding will keep us all together and bring that connection little by little to be each other and help each other share our life with each other. That is very necessary when it comes to practice Dharma. So that's why building up a community of Sangha is very necessary, especially like this time period. Of course, you can spend the time, you can spend the day that with all these machines. But when it comes to the human connection, it is totally different way. So that's community, building up community is very necessary. So that's why sometimes these children, and they play video games most of time. And they go with the Instagram or they go with the TikTok, they go with the YouTube channels. But end of the day, if you look very carefully, why they are so into it? Because most of time people, the children, they don't play themselves video game just by themselves. There is a community. There is a connection with others. So they want to build up that connection. They want to build up that connection. So in that connections, they have some validations. They have some recognition. They have some appreciation. So now people slowly shifting to their things. And of course, we can create through our human life in this very natural way in our environment. So that is another thing, living in the present moment. You connected to the very organic, realistic, authentic way of this human life. So being beneficial to others, just remember, it is one of the major important part when it comes to Dharma. It is not just you go only your way. And then you have to look how much are you skillful to share your life with others. Because most of time we like to share the life with others, but end of the day, we have kind of like, we are fishing. We are fishing. And we want to catch other people, and we want to, it's not a kind of like a converting, but kind of like we want to believe that others to believe us. It's kind of like we have kind of like the idea to go with their opinions, validations. So that's why most of the time we become miserable. So you have to look into yourself little by little, and become very clear with these things. So that's why going deeper into you is not easy, because all this garbage, dust, muddy, dirty things inside our own mind. So you can clean it. Dharma means you have the ability to filter that all rather than empowering that things in you. And the next important thing, once you start to become beneficial to others, one of the major part you should have when it comes to practice Dharma, learn to not look for others' fault. Don't go behind others' mistakes. Don't try to ponder into others' mistakes. Don't waiting, don't search, don't investigate others' mistakes. Don't do that. Have a strong discipline. If you really want to gain some kind of that benefit out of your practice, don't try to go behind others' mistakes. Don't try to collect. It's kind of like, it's more than the gossip. You are more and more and more into to go behind, and there is no end. And by the time you get lost not only just by you get lost with lot of greed, hatred, anger, disappointment, and you are destroying yourself. It is very hard to recover. So because recovery is a way that out of this practice, because we all are wounded people through the journey of this life. Somehow, somewhere in this journey, in this very lifetime or in the past, we all are wounded. We had certain damages. We got many kind of accident, heartbreak, and we went through many failures. We have a lot of trauma in us. But if you want to recover, this is a very good opportunity. Use that present moment of the opportunity for you to recover from it, rather than in empowering that damage. How you can do that? One of the best way to recover from all the damages that you had in your past, one of the best healing method that you can do to yourself is not to look into others' mistakes, others' fault. But today it is very easy. Today, when it comes to that, this all the Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, there's a one version of it. When it go to these people's magazines, there are certain columns. When it comes to papers, there are columns. So like that, always remember, this social media have a very strong columns, this gossip, and always pondering to others' lives. And it's very famous everywhere. And if somebody do some mistake, it go around the world and then everybody into it. For what? So that's why don't destroy your good qualities inside. Protect yourself. If you want to heal all these damages that you had in your samsaric journey, and if you had a very kind of like a wounded life or the heart history, if you had any kind of trauma that in you, remember, stay away from wandering to others' mistakes. And that itself part of the love and compassion. So that itself a part of practice. So that give you a good opportunity for you to develop yourself, to become more better yourself. And always you have to remember that to get out of the doubt, especially when we go through this practice, it's not about that you thinking about your future and you have the plans about the future. No. How you can get out of all this future, the doubt? Remember, do your best according to your abilities in the moment with the good heart. Then you will get out of the doubt. You will going to have a very comfortable, happy mind even for the very conventional world. Do your best according to your abilities. That's it. Don't try to visualize or dream more bigger things, and sometimes while you are dreaming, you neglect or you forget these small little things that you can do. If you can't do bigger things, forget it. So if you can do just a small little thing, do it. Whatever available, go with it. Do your best for that. Then you will see there is no space for doubt. There is no space for unsatisfaction. There is no space for fear. So one of the most miserable things that can happen to you, remember how this start. This is how it start. When you are capable to do something, and if you know that you can do, but if you still don't do it, that is the beginning of the hell. Remember that. I repeat it again because that is very important to understand. Remember the door, the path to hell. What is this? You can think about it. It is very interesting. If you are capable to do something, and you know you are capable to do that, but still if you don't do it, that is the beginning of the hell. Try for one day. Try for one day. You will see the very next day your life going to become miserable. Doubt, fear, unsatisfaction, and without any reason, you're going to have a very grumpy face. Without any reason, you feel lethargic. Without, maybe you can't find the reason. Maybe you think it because of the stars or the maybe somebody curse you, bad energy, or kind of like very kind of like bad timing. So kind of like that. You may think like, but that is where I begin. So then the antidote to your hell, that means the way to heaven. And at the same time, the beginning of your liberation or the Nibbana or the freedom. What you need to do. Now you know that. Do your best according to your ability. And that's it. And even when it comes to meditation, we observe inhalation, exhalation. And in the beginning, if you have tried your best, your attention, you keep it very clear as much as you can. And then 5 minutes, 10 minutes, even it's okay. And you're done, that's it. But you sit for meditation, thinking to observe the sensation of the inhalation and sit, and then the mind start to go here and there. You start to keep thinking some other things. Maybe 1 hour you sit, and after 1 hour, you get out of and you think you practice meditation 1 hour, but then later you feel, even I practice 1 hour, my mind is not relaxed, calm. It's kind of like a very busy. Okay? Why? Some people practice 5 minutes, and in that 5 minutes, they completely give the fully attention, they try their best and stay with it. That's it. So recognize that difference and apply it to anything in your life. So whatever available, it doesn't matter the suffering. If there is suffering come, if you are capable to handle it, you have to suffer it to the 100%. Then you will see it's going to end. But if you try to find shortcut and escape from that, then somehow it will find a way to catch you back. So that's why life is not separate from this nature. We are part of it. You just having an egocentric, self-centered mind, we are not going to go anywhere just by ourselves. Somehow we have to be in this nature, somewhere. So that once you know that, you become more humble, you become more surrender, you become more flexible to dharma and karma. You become part of it. That is what we need. Remember yourself, it doesn't matter whatever you do, you can't escape from this sun or the moon or this earth. Somehow we have to go around this. So then, this everything, maybe for the moment we can escape from that, but very next moment, it's going to come back towards us. Maybe today you are powerful, but tomorrow it's going to become powerful. So then it is better. You come to the point. You are not going to draw a line to separate anything from you. You become part of it. And once you become part of it, there is no game. So that is one way that you can develop yourself and be harnessed with this life. And that will give you more deeper foundation to be strong and have the clarity to go deeper into you and have the introspection and see from where this all come and how this arises in us. What is the reason for this? So once you have that understanding, this life start to show you a different direction. So I hope this will help for you to find that direction. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left and naked straight in one line and be comfortable with your posture. So bring attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Swapatva O. May I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. And when it happens through the sensation, recognize it, do nothing extra. Bring attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. Your backside. Your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. Also, by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ettavata ammi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Imaya dhamma anudhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi. Attaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadi maranam ha paribunjissami. Idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.